feeling like you've been backed into a corner and you finally, again, are just done. You're done with it. So you start throwing the truth back at them and it's finally speaking your mind and being done with the bullshiz. Hello, my darlings, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be listening to some more One OK Rock, and this is a song called Ending Story, and this is the live version of that song. It's a little bit of a throwback, which is super freaking cool. But before we get into it, just a friendly reminder to please like and subscribe. And with all of that said, let's freaking go. Oh my god. Okay, wait. How? Okay, so this was in 2013. Well, this particular concert, I don't think, or may not have been in 2013.
A few moments later.
This is 13 years ago. Taka, 13 years ago. And I'm like, ah. He's got that swoopy hair and stuff. It's just cool to see a little bit of a throwback going on. How that entrance as well was really interesting because it was like a whisper. You saw me like go like this because I was like, he was like whisper singing, whisper rapping, or whisper just performing, and but it still had like a little bit of a grit to it. It was really interesting. And we're going to continue this, but one, throwback is pretty cool because this is 13 years ago. And two, that introduction was really interesting because it created this unsettling kind of energy of this whispering in your ear and this grittiness, and then it slowly, crescendoed into a full clean vocal. It was pretty cool. But let's continue.
Say you changed enough for reasons we can't seem to forget. If you want a story, here it is. You want me to stay here? I hate you. Can you let me? You're wrong. Never. It's like you say. To never end story. But this is just one of your games. Oh baby, try to picture moving on. I wanna picture worth my time. 1,000 walls for every tear of the mine.
It's so much.
Chasing myself in circles when
It's angsty. It's angsty for sure. You'd love me to stay here. I hate you. Can you admit you're wrong? No, never. It's like you said, the never-ending story of how you bring me up just to bring me pain. He didn't. Oh no. Okay, interesting. Usually, if it's more of a backing vocal, they'll kind of put those lyrics in brackets, but it doesn't seem like they do it in this one. But how you bring me up just to bring me pain. Where we going seems around. I've had it up. Things will never, ever change. Say you changed enough for reasons we can't seem to forget. If you want a story, here it is. So it's very angsty in the way that you're fed up and you're done, and yeah, you're just done. And kind of throwing all of the stuff that was just poorly done back in their face. And when I mean the things that were poorly done, I just mean like, say you changed enough for reasons we can't seem to forget. If you want a story, here it is. You say you love me to stay here, but then can you admit you're wrong? Like, it's kind of, there are moments of saying, here's some reasons why we're not going to be together anymore, and this is why I don't want you in my life. And then there's moments of, but I'll show you the first thing I do, you got me wrong. Like, you got me trapped in corners, think I have nowhere to go. It's kind of that energy of feeling like you've been backed into a corner and you finally, again, are just done. You're done with it. So you start throwing the truth back at them and it's finally speaking your mind and being done with the bullshiz. Let's continue this though.
Chasing myself in circles when we this finally end. Any kind of you're not going.
Okay, we're just gonna go back to the beginning of that chorus because, okay, so I think it is supposed to either be a backing vocal or in the studio version of this, the lyrics themselves kind of might have like overlapped. I would assume that they would play a backing track for this, but it doesn't seem like I can't hear it. So when you look up the lyrics of this, it goes, the never-ending story of, the next lyric it says is how you bring me up just to bring me pain. But Taka doesn't sing this. There's a bit of a pause, and then he jumps right into, but this is just one of your games. So I think either one, there's just no backing track for those vocals that are more of a backing track in a sense, but they're still obviously a part of the song, so we have the lyrics for them. But yeah, there's just certain moments where the lyrics are just, they're not sung. And it's perfectly normal. You know, you have a studio album and you can layer vocals in and overlap each other, but obviously you can't sing two different lyrics at the exact same time and go in different directions, you know, like it's very normal to kind of sing the main sections of the song and then those other moments where you would have a backing track but are still part of the song and their vocals put in, like or their lyrics put in, that is usually a backing track or, you know, backing vocals depending. So that's why I just want to reiterate it. I know that I talked about the lyrics a bit, but that is how they're just not in here. But let's go back to the beginning of that verse and then we will go whoosh through it. Oh! Okay, we're gonna go back one more time. I think I can kind of hear them, but they're really quiet. And I think they're almost like more, I don't want to say they're harsh vocals, but they're really gritty, but they're very quiet. And I mean, that doesn't mean like live at this tour, maybe like it was perfectly fine. But maybe something happened with the recording of it or something. I'm not 100% sure. But I think if you listen, because he holds that, the never-ending story of, but this is just, so I think in that, when he's holding that of, the next lyric is coming in and following through, and then Taka's coming in. But this is just one of your games, you know? I think if you listen though, I think you can kind of hear it, but I can barely hear it. And I've got my volume blasted to 90. So I should be able to hear it.
this is just one of your games. Little baby, try to picture moving on. I wanna picture where's my time. 1,000 walls for every tear of the mud. I'm going through stages like roaming through pages. Darling, Alright everyone, let me show you something new. You ready? Let's go. Urban again. It's like a rookie that's searching for sing or something that would take his pain away from my play. So you're talking at yapping out, lips are moving, but I'm free. You not. Come on. Break.
Okay.
You love me. Just stay here. I hate you. Can you admit you're wrong? No, never. It's like you. To never end big story of. This is just one of your games. Little baby tries to picture moving on. Wanna picture where's my time? This thousand walls for every tear of blood. To never ending story of. When we go, it seems around. To never ending story of. But this is just one of your games. Ooh, baby.
Okay, I did not think we were gonna friggin'. I did not think we were gonna go as hard as we did with that. Holy shiz. Harsh vocals and the friggin' drop on that was delish. And another thing I want to say, and it could just be, you know, when you're on tour, you're singing a lot, and it could just be a bit of tiredness in his voice. It could just be that maybe, or maybe he was just sick or something like that. But I do want to say that and it could also just be the recording of this as well. Like, I can barely hear those other vocals that are in there. So it could just be the recording of it as well. But if it's not, the progression of his voice is very noticeable. Not to say that this sounds bad at all. It sounds freaking great. It is fun, and he does a great job. It's just more, it's cool to go back and see something a bit older and then, you know, think about some of the newer stuff that I've listened to and the journey that his voice has been on. And it's really interesting to listen to and so cool to listen to, because you're just like, dang, like, he sounds great in this. But when you look at where he is now, you can see that progression of his voice and how it just feels like, again, if it's not a recording issue or anything like that, the fullness, the control, there's a difference. And it's just really cool to kind of go back, see something a bit older of his, and then think about where he is now and be like, it's awesome. Either way, that was a lot of fun, so thank you very much for recommending. I hope that you guys enjoyed this music reaction from this crazy lady here. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you cutie patooties in the next one. Bye, y'all.